YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is 2 Point Campus Strategy and Tactics Quick Tip. So today, we got a double header here for you. We got a twofer, and that is another deep dive into the 2 magical schools, or magical classes, that you can add to your school, and that is Wizardry and the Dark Arts. And the reason why I'm doing these 2 in one episode is because of how tightly knit the 2 are, how complementary they are. So let's start with Wizardry. Wizardry is the more complex of the 2. It is a 3-year school, pays the standard $9,000 in tuition fee, so that's not too bad. The one type of student that you get from this are, well, wizards. Their main shtick is that when they are happy, they help out around the campus, somewhat similar to rebels. They'll clean up junk, empty bins, and generally help things out. But when they're unhappy, they cause problems. So this is sort of a double-edged sword. That being said, it's not too hard to keep them happy most of the time. So I consider them a beneficial type of student. Now, as far as the class goes, and there's the reason why we're doing Wizardry and Dark Arts so tightly knit to each other. So the best optimal student population for this is a 16 student incoming class that will allow you to have exactly 1 dueling ring, 1 wizardry room. Now, there's 4 needs for potion here, so that actually makes it spill into a 2nd potions room by the time those 16 students reach the 3rd year, which seems inefficient, but if we hop over here to the Dark Arts, we can see that there are now 2 potion things for this 2-year class. That perfectly fits in. When doubled up, these will take up the remaining slots that are left open in that 2nd potion rooms by Wizardry. Not to mention, these 3 classes fit into 1 lecture hall perfectly. This one's a bit of an outlier, but if we look back here to Wizardry, Wizardry has exactly 2 classes in lecture halls. So they even perfectly share lecture halls between the 2 of them. Now, as far as Dark Arts go, there's a couple other things you can do with Dark Arts. They invite goths, and only goths, which is a very beneficial student type. Goths will improve the happiness of other students passively. Not quite as potently as Class Clown, improving entertainment values, but still uplifting other spirits is a pretty darn good thing. The other thing to note about Dark Arts is you don't have to pair it with Wizardry. If you want to go full bore on Dark Arts, you can run the Dark Arts course at a 24 student length, and that will perfectly use up the potions rooms. It'll be a little bit messier with the lecture halls, but those mix easily with pretty much every other class out there. So if you wanted to go just Dark Arts by itself, that's fine. Now, as far as the classrooms themselves, they are kind of big. They are both bare minimum 6x6. You do not need to go any larger than that. Luckily, the homework requirements are quite easy. Card table, magic tome, and a couple of portraits. Which, I mean, portraits, warlock poster, sorcerer poster, they're super duper easy to place. You can stick them, you don't even have to stick them in the classroom. You can stick them out in the hallways for a little ambiance, and your students can do homework outside the classroom. So homework is quite easy. You just have 1 bookshelf for Wizardry, 1 bookshelf for Dark Arts. That's not the problem. The problem comes in, and this is something I've been trying to test, invasions. Everybody remembers Spiff and More, unless you haven't gotten to Spiff and More yet, in which case brace for impact. But Spiff and More has the life munchers, and I've heard accounts that adding Wizardry or Dark Arts to your schools will cause life muncher invasions to occur on maps other than Spiff and More. Now, I've tried testing that myself. I went to Breaking Point and added Wizardry and Dark Arts, and I didn't get any life munchers or any invasions for that matter. I added them to my 2 Point University map, and while I still got invasions, they only are the blackguard invasions which come from adding night school to your class. So I'm not entirely entirely sure if that causes life muncher invasions, but please, somebody in the comments, if anyone has added Wizardry or Dark Arts to your map and then suddenly gotten life muncher invasions to a map other than Spiffenmore, let me know which map and which class you added it to, just so I can confirm whether or not this does actually invite life munchers to the party. If it does, then that significantly reduces the viability of these classes. I mean, they're really good flavor-wise, and they're pretty low upkeep, except for the life munchers. But that being said, you may want to consider them for a thematic thing, or, I mean, they both pay pretty well. One thing to note about Dark Arts is that it's only a 2-year school, but it pays $7,200. That's really good. That's almost the same rate as Money Wangling's base tuition fee. And unlike Money Wangling, you get students that improve the happiness of other student types in the area. The Poshos give you money, but they don't necessarily make the other students happier. So it is a worthwhile one, but do also bear in mind that it is a hard grade course. So you're going to want to be up on top of things with your professors, getting them taught properly so that they can teach your students properly. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!